goodness, it's crazy. This is a traditional Mongolian gur. But what's gonna be inside? Are we gonna open up to an oasis? It is actually just insane how nothing is left. Good morning guys, from Ulaanbaatar here in Mongolia. Today, we're going on an adventure, getting out of the city and going to the rural parts. And our first stop is this little city called, I'm gonna butcher the name because it's not actually pronounced how it's spelt. It is, come on, Kharkhorin. But this is actually not the pronunciation of it. We're gonna have to figure that out. This is actually the old capital of the Mongol Empire back in the 13th century, before it was moved to what is known as modern day Beijing now. This is the route that we have to go. We gotta go to this bus stand, and there's a bus at 11 AM apparently. It's currently 9:30, and I've left plenty of time because the traffic here is absolutely shocking. The worst traffic I've ever experienced anywhere traveling around the world, which is crazy because there's only 1.5 million people living in this city. Yeah, it's so bad. And it's a Monday, and it's peak hour, 9:30 AM. So hopefully we make it and we can get to the old capital that Genghis Khan used to rule from. Just for context as to how bad the traffic really is here, guys. We're going 8.7 kilometers on main roads in the city, and it's gonna take 42 minutes. Look at all the red on this main road. That's why I left plenty of time to make sure that we can get there in time. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I give this, you can keep as tip. It's okay. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye. We got about 20 minutes to buy a ticket, figure out where the bus leaves from, which I think is over there. And then we'll be going to, I still don't know how to pronounce it. I'm never gonna know how to pronounce it. Kharkhorin? Orkan? Fuck knows. But let's go over to the bus terminal. Oh, this is actually quite fancy. Hello, how are you? I need to go here, please. The good thing is, here in Mongolia, there's a lot of places take card. Definitely in Ulaanbaatar, which is good. But sometimes it doesn't. Let's see, so it's 37,000. Okay, oh, is that good? What time does it leave? 11. And where from?
Bus number?
Hey, okay.
Your seat number.
Ah, seat, okay. And is it over there? It's this way? Alright. Is there ATM? Oh, over there. Alright, thank you so much. This is a rather new place. All fancy. They even have a doctor, or a doctor's area. Up there it says chief. The other one said doctor. This is it. It was 37,000. So what is that, like 10 USD? I think it's like 5 hours to get there, and it leaves at 11. My seat is 19, the bus number 88.96. So it leaves at 11. We got like 10 or 15 minutes to spare. This is a cool spot. I'm gonna use up the ATM because we're gonna be pretty remote for the next little while of the trip, and I don't know how easy it is to get cash out in the wilderness. How much do we want? Let's do 800,000. Fee 50. Oh, it actually worked. Alright, here's the Mongolian money, Mongolian tubric. And here's our receipt. Alright, now we're sorted. Alright, let's try and find this. 8896. Where is the bus? Where is the bus, everybody? Are we gonna find it? 8896. Oh, it's this one. Here we go. I was looking up at the signs on the top, but it's actually the number plate. Let's chuck our bags in and start the journey. Thank you. How are you? Yeah. Roommates.
This is Pro?
GoPro, yeah.
I have once, I never used well.
Oh, really? You want to see?
Maybe you ask you later.
Yeah. Where are you from?
Greece.
Oh, nice.
Where are you?
Australia.
Australia. Nice too.
Why are
Which
you
place?
Sydney?
Sydney, the best one,
Yeah.
of course, to live.
What part of Greece are you from?
In several, but now I live for many years in Salonika.
Oh, we really are in the middle of Mongolia out here. It is just plains and mountains and one road. This is the second time that the bus has stopped, and that is not a good sign with smoke and everything, but it is raw, beautiful and authentic out here. Seeing the horses pissing in the wilderness like that guy. I'm taking a piss, guys. I'm taking a piss out in the middle of Mongolia. Oh, this is probably the best piss I've ever done in my life right now. Pissing in the wind. I'm pretty sure people with oncoming traffic, they can see my cock. But I'm in Mongolia, who cares?
Nice to meet
Hey,
you.
nice to meet you.
Okay, I'm waiting another for 5 people, I think so.
5 people.
I think so, maybe 6.
Nice. After 7 hours, guys, we're in the middle of buttfuck nowhere, Mongolia. I messaged one of the places here yesterday to see if they were open, because the season starts kind of late after the winter, and they opened a few weeks ago. But the only way to get to the city is with this one bus that comes daily. So we're apparently every tourist on there is staying at the same place. So we'll go check it out. We've made it to the guest house, everybody. I can't believe how many people are staying at Gaia's. She had amazing reviews, and that's why I decided to come here, but we are in the middle of nowhere. This is a Mongolian yurt. Now I stayed in this thing in Kyrgyzstan, a yurt, like 3 or so years ago, and I love this style. She also has guest house or like actual hotel rooms. I'm like, hey, we're gonna have the experience here, but it's very well insulated, as you can expect. But let's see what is inside the gur. All right. So this is the room, everybody. This is a traditional Mongolian gur. These are all keeping it stable. These things are very easily dismantled and put up again, and that's why the nomadic people of Mongolia have designed this type of structure to sleep in. We've got one bed there, we've got one bed there, and then the double bed. We also have a fire in the middle. So I'm not sure if this is heated electrically as well. I can't see anything, I don't think so. I think we will have to stoke the fire to keep us warm in the nighttime. But it is like such a cool arrangement. It's so cool how these things are made. But you will find they are pretty small. Reasoning for that is in the wintertime, the bigger space you have, the harder it is to heat up. So obviously heat rises to the top, and the bigger space, it's going to require a lot more fuel in the fire to keep you warm at night. But one bed there, got our shoes and stuff like that, little working desk, and then we have the big bed here. So we'll do a little bed test. Oh my goodness, this is actually comfortable as. Wow, I think I'm gonna get a good night's sleep. As long as we can stoke the fire all night, I think we're good. That's the only thing I'm concerned about here. It's probably gonna get down to like 0 degrees tonight. This is comfortable. I didn't even think of doing a bed test on the other ones because they're singles and I'm not gonna use them. But they are so hard, guys. This is what probably the Mongolians sleep on. It's super hard. And not much foam. So I'm glad we have the classic double bed, probably with a normal mattress under it. I mean, it's not as hard as the one that we stayed in Iran at the Egg Hotel. I feel like I can still sleep here pretty comfortably. But yeah, nowhere near as soft as the other one. So it's good that we got that one. How crazy is it? This landscape. Just barren lands. And a few mountains in the distance. But 800 odd years ago, this was the capital of the Mongol Empire. Genghis Khan built this area up, and there's not much that remains. There's a few things that we'll check out tomorrow that are from that period of time. Over there in the distance is the largest monastery to have survived the countless number of invasions and wars that this country has faced. And apart from that, we just have a bunch of mountains, grass and rock. And a couple of cows there as well. But we're gonna head down into the city center, see what we come across. And it is crazy. It is crazy out here in the middle of Mongolia. Wild. Thank you so much. All right, we're back in, oh no, they do have English. This guy's, where am I? We're in King's restaurant. This has pretty good reviews on Google Maps, but here are our options. So a lot of it is in, what's the word? Cyrillic, but they do have the English versions. What should we get? Meat soup with dumpling? Well, I want to get the blues. Dish with fried egg. Dish with fried potato. Guys, let's just get the dish with fried egg. It's gonna be a mystery. We'll send it. Do you have this one? Yeah. What is it? Oh, that's actually translated. What is inside? It is carrot, egg, lamb. Okay. And one Coca-Cola? Coca-Cola? Yeah. Thank you. Coca-Cola here in rural Mongolia, everybody. Oh no. Oh, fuck. What's the music? Sorry, I forgot the rice. There is. Ah, okay. There's rice inside. It's probably gonna be, end up like kabli palau, guys. When he said lamb, carrots, and something else, it made me remember immediately of kabli. So it's probably gonna be kabli palau, like a Mongolian version. They do eat that kind of stuff here, now that we're in Central Asia. Sorry. How did I f*** up the Coke? Thank you. We got the goodies, guys. Here we go. So it looks nothing like kabli palau. It looks more like a stir fry, a vegetable stir fry. So there's lamb inside, there's egg right here, there's carrots, and then there's rice underneath. A couple of capsicums, some tomatoes as well. It smells amazing. It looks amazing as well. So we'll mix it all up. And we'll get a bit of lamb, a bit of egg, and a little bit of rice. Here we go. Oh my god. This is amazing. You know, I don't eat lamb too much, but it actually tastes really amazing. It tastes more like fatty than like beef, for example. Yum. For a mystery dish that literally just a dish with egg, I'm pretty happy with it. Got the big pieces of omelette in there. Classic meal out here in Mongolia. Let's mix it all up. Yum, yum, yum. Alright guys, it's confirmed I'm actually a fucking idiot. I spilled my Coke again. I don't even know how it happened. Luke Damant has all of a sudden gained adulthood idiocracy. Actually, I think I had that as a child as well. Alright, let's get out of here. How much? 22,000. Okay. Hey you guys. Yeah. YouTuber. Yeah. Vlogger. Alright, nice to meet you. Bye-bye. That's dinner done, guys. It's 8:10 p.m. everybody, and look how light it is outside. It is crazy. The winters must be extremely dark here. But we're gonna walk back to my gur, spend the night in there, stoke the fire so that we're warm, and then tomorrow we're going to explore more of this city. We're going to start off on the mountains, do a little bit of existing up there, then we're going to see the sights around here, because remember guys, this was the former capital of the Mongol Empire. When Genghis Khan ruled the world, he declared this as the capital before eventually moving to what is known as Beijing presently. So tons of history here, tons of interesting things to check out from the greatest empire in human history, covering from Korea all the way to the edge of Asia. So crazy that this is where it all started from. Hello. How are you? Well guys, we're gonna be extra warm tonight. What's going on? Oh. Okay, thank you. Oh, I feel like I'm out in the wilderness, guys. And look how cool this is. This is actually open. I forgot to mention, guys, that this is 35 USD per night. They do have dorms, which I don't know what the price is, but obviously I'd much prefer to have my own space to fuck around about in. But is that going to be hot there? That's fine. What happens this way? Oh, nice little fire. Getting us started. I'm not sure how long that wood is going to last there, maybe a couple hours, but at least it'll give us some heat. But I'll close this up. I'm gonna get to bed. I'll see you in the morning. Oh. Good morning, guys. It's fucking freezing. I had the fire set up last night, and it was actually so hot at like 11 p.m. and I had to like have the door open. But then now that it's like 7 or 8, it's been so cold from like 6 a.m. onwards. And now it's like 3 or so degrees. But we're gonna eat breakfast here. And then I'm gonna head up to the mountain top, see what's going on up there. And then we'll explore the city. Ooh. Oh yeah, I killed so many spiders last night. One was in my bed. I'll show you the remains of the spiders. There's one there from still hanging on to the flip-flop that I crushed him with. One over here. This is the guy that was on my bed. Actually, there were 2. I flicked him off. He's there. Boom. Hopefully I didn't get bitten in the night. But creepy crawlies out here in Mongolia. Alright, let's go. Good morning, world. One thing that we see plenty of out here in Mongolia, everybody on these plains, is carcasses, skulls of different animals. It still smells terrible and it's actually relatively fresh. You still got the fur and all that still in there. The ants are coming in, but this is a horse head. Imagine someone actually comes here and thinks this is a horse. This is a cow. Oh, look at all the maggots in there eating all the flesh. Crazy, it smells absolutely shocking. But there's so many bones, so many carcasses from the animals that have died. And we're gonna go up to the mountain, guys, to the very top, get a good view of the surroundings. Look, more bones over here. And shit everywhere. There's shit. Bone, shit. Shit, bone. Oh man, look at this. This is like a crime scene. Look at all the cow heads down here. This is crazy. We saw one just over there, but look at this. Look how big those antlers are. Whatever they are. Horns. Oh my goodness. But you gotta wonder, how do the heads end up here? What do people do with them? Are they slaughtering them for meat? Why have all the heads conveniently just ended up in the ditch over here? It's pretty sus if you ask me. Hey, you little cow. How are you, buddy? My goodness, this is crazy. So this city has a population of around 14,000 people. You can see in the distance there where those white walls are. That's the largest monastery in Mongolia that has survived multiple invasions, multiple attacks across the long history that Mongolia has. But it is a pretty big city, and it's also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. I only learnt about that this morning. Hey, did I say you could moo at me? Yeah, all right. I'm gonna go fucking spank this cow. Come on, little cow. I'm definitely not more scared of you than you are scared of me. Look at your little antlers. Hello, little guy. Come here. Hey, hey. We're friends, okay? We're friends, come on. Are we gonna make it through Mongolia apart? No. We're gonna do it together, aren't we, little guy? So come on, come here. Hey. Hey. I see you speeding up. Look at this. All just carcasses from cows that have died. So many of them. That's so interesting. You still got the teeth that are in there. They have such large teeth. That's crazy. But the ones that we saw down there, eventually they're gonna end up like this. All the insects here are gonna eat every last bit of flesh, anything that has calories in it. And then it's just gonna be bone. Now it truly is fascinating that the capital of the greatest empire to ever exist on this planet has such little remnants. There are very few things still in the city that show the lives that Genghis Khan and the Mongols lived here as they took over the world. But one thing that does remain are these turtles. These turtles here, there's 4 of them across the city, and they marked the boundaries of the city and were also there to provide protection. And these turtles have remained here, one of the very few artifacts that have remained in this city. But this is one of the most notable things to come from the city that used to be the capital of the Mongol Empire. I can't believe I'm about to read this out to you guys, but I'm at the penis stone. It even says it on the sign. That is crazy. When the supreme head of Mongolian Buddhism visited this monastery, the Khambo Lama of the monastery asked the supreme head for help to prevent young monks disobeying Buddhist discipline by womanizing and seducing women of families who reside near the monastery. The supreme head told him to craft a stone after a penis and place it in the valley, which has unique natural shape similar to the lower part of a woman's body. It was then located in the southwest of the monastery at the entrance of the valley. Travelers, visitors, and worshippers from all around Mongolia have been praying at the penis stone and have been giving blessings in hope of fertility. After having a child, couples come back to thank this worshipped idol. The ritual of the penis stone is a unique heritage developed hundreds of years ago with its own historical value. People are worshipping cocks now? That's crazy. So the monastery behind me was built in 1584. And there's no exact understanding of when this cock was built or when it was engraved and carved into the land. But it's right there. It's on a pedestal, a penis on a pedestal. Hey, this is Harry Jaggard's dream. He would love this place. I'm surprised he's not here right now after hearing me talk about it. He'd catch a private jet, fly into the airport that hasn't been used for 10 years, just to see the penis, the penis rock. That is a chode if I've ever seen one. It's got very small balls for the size of his penis. It is remarkable that this has stayed here for 500 years. Hey, what are you doing? That little mouse has created a home under the cock. So this rock also symbolizes fertility and human life, as well as making sure that the monks continue practicing their celibacy. But there is also an old tale, an old legend from these lands that supposedly a monk who vowed that he was celibate was actually a womanizer. And because of that, he was castrated. And to make sure that all the other monks were not going to be indulging in some naughty activities, they erected this rock shaped as a cock. In Buddhism, as a monk, you have to be celibate. You have to practice that. And it really is interesting that this is here. We've finally made it. Harry Jaggard would love this place. I know he absolutely loves ginormous phallics. I'm hoping this entrance is open because I don't want to have to walk around the whole thing. It seems like it is. But what's going to be inside? Are we going to open up to an oasis? Welcome to the oldest and the first monastery here in Mongolia, guys. Built in 1584 when Mongolia first adopted Tibetan Buddhism. Wow. This monastery here was built using the ruins and the ancient artifacts of Kharkhorin. They used some of the bricks, some of the materials from the ancient city of the Mongol Empire. And there's 108 stupas that surround this. And it is beautiful. It is very peaceful. So inside there, the monks are reciting the prayers. I really don't know too much about Buddhism, especially Tibetan Buddhism, which is practiced here in Mongolia. But I had a little stroll around, had some interactions with some monks. But it's beautiful to hear them reciting. It's very different to other things I've heard being recited a lot of the time. When I'm in Muslim countries, you hear the call to prayer and hear them reciting the Quran. So it's interesting hearing something completely different because I've not spent a whole lot of time in countries that practice Buddhism. Can I make video inside? Photo, okay?
I've got to get 20,000.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, honestly, I know you guys hate museums, so probably not going to bore you too much. We'll see what's interesting. So here we are in one of the rooms, guys. This is what a lot of Buddhism monasteries and temples are like. A lot of statues and just different things that you don't really see. This guy's riding a donkey. But this is Buddha in the middle here. And it specifically says that he's aged 35. So I'm not sure if different ages of Buddha symbolizes different things, but this whole complex here was built without any nails. However, there is one right there. Here we are, guys. Here is the next turtle. It weighs 10 tons. It's 1.1 meters high, 1.25 meters wide, and 2.6 meters long. Isn't it crazy how just remote we are right now? Nothing by. So I think this is what is left of the Mongol Empire. Some stone bricks that were used There's a wall for the city. It is actually just insane how nothing is left. There's no just walls or any like crumbling things. You think about when I was in Bagan in Myanmar, some of those temples were also built in the 13th century and now still standing relatively strong. Huge ones. Some had fallen from the earthquakes that had happened, but they were solid. But here in Mongolia, the great Mongol Empire, Genghis Khan, 800 years ago, this was the capital city, and there is nothing. There is such little remaining of this city other than a few turtles that symbolized strength. Well guys, that was the journey to the old capital of the Mongol Empire. 800 years ago, almost on the dot. There really remains very few things here of that time, which is disappointing of course, but also makes you realize that everything is temporary, nothing is permanent, and even someone as great as Genghis Khan, the physical things that he built, the foundations that he laid on these very lands, it all goes away.